The Bible tells us that God looked upon his creation, and behold, it was all corrupt. For all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. Judgment Day had finally come. God said, and behold, I, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is on the earth shall die.
Every non-flood geologist on our planet believes that the planet Mars had a global flood. Creationists do believe, like the unbelievers, like the secular geologists believe, Mars did have a flood. We think it happened the same time our flood did, maybe an asteroid storm hitting the inner planets, the rocky planets. Here on our planet, we're now currently covered 70% with water, 2 miles deep, and they can't buy that we once had a flood. It's very, very easy for them to believe that Mars had a global flood, but for some reason they can't accept there's plenty of evidence that we've had a flood. Where did all the water come from for the flood? I mean, where did it come from and where did it go? Well, look at the globe. We're 3/4 covered with water 2 miles deep now. It's all still here.
The most asked questions are, where did the water come from for the flood and where did it go? And the answer is easily explained in the model of catastrophic plate tectonics.
The process of catastrophic plate tectonics is very similar to conventional plate tectonics. The main difference is the speed or the rate at which these processes unfold. Today, the plates are moving about a few inches per year. However, during the flood, billion times faster. When the flood began, it began with these fountains on the bottom of the deep ocean.
Where the Bible even says the fountains of the great deep were opened up. The mid-ocean ridge is 44,000 miles long. most of it is underwater. That's why they call it the mid-ocean ridge. And if it all erupted at the same time, it would have made the ocean floor do this, whom, and then the mid-ocean ridge would have erupted all around the world at the same time roughly. But that first phase, whom, would have caused sea level to rise a mile, plow. Then this tidal wave coming out from that sudden rise at the ocean floor in the middle headed towards the continents. Now that would have been the phase one of the flood. The second phase of the flood, it says, was when the windows of heaven were open.
It's no accident that there's an order given there in the scriptures. The fountains of the deep broke open, that is the crust breaking open, the water shooting up, the supersonic steam jets, and carrying that ocean water up, then it fell as global torrential rainfall.
People all know the flood was 40 days and 40 nights of rain, but the waters prevailed upon the earth for 150 days.
When the fountains of the great deep broke open, as the Bible describes, that's the description of the fracturing of the pre-flood crust. You've got molten material that's expanding as it solidifies. The new ocean floor expanded. That pushed up sea level. That means that the ocean floor is actually going to rise. The ocean waters rose up to cover the continents. The new ocean floor cooled and it shrank, and therefore sea level fell and the ocean waters drained off. The flood waters are still present on the Earth's surface today. They went into the new ocean basins that were produced as a consequence of the flood. In fact, the Earth is still 70% covered in water.
Yeah, the water's still here. It's deep in those trenches. Some of the trenches are 8. Now we find out 10 miles deep. If we had lower land formations and a higher ocean floor, we would probably be a water planet today with no land surface. And it's scraping the bottom of the barrel to try to say, where did all the water go? It's still here, and it's very easy to explain that the same water, mostly the same water that's here, would have been adequate to have flooded the earth at one time, and that the situation has changed. That water is now in deeper basins. Not a problem in the flood model at all.